connection. There is a connection.
Sukumar ji, please repeat your answer to this question. What is yoga? Because it is very beautiful. Yeah.
So I am not a body, I am not a mind. Then my mind asking, logical mind asking, who are you? Then no answer. Then when I calm down, it lead to somewhere. Okay. So beyond our body and mind, something is there. But I think it's very difficult to reach in the. But I think if you do regularly, continuously for long time, maybe one time we can attain that stage.
Yes. Very beautiful. Shobhana ji.
Good morning, sir. I think most of the speakers have covered. What I feel is yoga is elevating oneself to achieve the full potential by calming down the mind. And it is also personality development by integration of body, mind in a balanced way.
Yes.
And of course, it's a unification of our self-consciousness with the universal consciousness.
Yes. So we have got varied views, of understanding of yoga, but two things that emerge common in this kind of discussion is that one view is that there is a harmony within the body and mind, and that harmony spreads to the harmony around me. That is that kind of a connect, which is an external and expanding kind of a connect. And there is one connect which goes within the depth of the heart, where I go beyond my body and mind and connect to something deeper within my heart. So these are the two kind of discussions that have come up, the approaches on what is yoga. But I am glad, this population is so learned. Otherwise, generally, when you ask this kind of a question in general public, people say yoga means you take certain kind of a posture of the body. So that is how the definition of yoga, in general has got limited. So I'm so glad that people here have given such wonderful, amazing answers. So what I follow, in learning, in my own learning, is I keep all the notions, all my learnings aside, and with a fresh look, I look at the shlokas of Bhagavad Gita and Patanjali's Yoga Sutra again. So let us all do that and keep all our understanding of yoga aside. Whatever, जो भी आपको अभी तक लगता है योग ये है वो है, उसको सबको बाजू में रख दीजिए और हम योग के डेफिनेशन को फिर से एक बार देखते हैं एकदम फ्रेश आंखों से. So this is a shloka from Bhagavad Gita that says, Nat ati ashna astu yogo na cha. So anasnataha, one who eats too much or one who eats too little, for him yoga he will not get a success in yoga. Similarly, the one who sleeps too much, or too little, for him also the success in yoga will not be achieved. It means yoga is not for him. So now just start thinking, if I overeat, what do I lose? If I oversleep, kabhi aapko yaad hoga jab aapko, we do not want to sleep, but we still remain on the bed for hours together. And when we get up, what happens? Or when we, eat too less and we get intensely hungry and get agitated, what happens? So in these all kind of situations, please understand that whenever we are going towards the extremes in our lifestyle, we are going away from yoga. Okay. Now, still we are not sure what is yoga, but it is telling what is not yoga. Then this particular shloka from 6th chapter of Bhagavad Gita says, Yukta ahara viharasya, one who observes moderation in eating and recreation. Yukta cheshtasya karmasu, he puts appropriate efforts towards his duties. He does not run away from his duties. Have you felt that the day that very honestly you do all your duties? आपने उस दिन अपना सारा काम बहुत ईमानदारी से किया. आप सुबह उठे, अपने बच्चों के लिए टिफिन बनाया, आपने अपने घर को अच्छे से क्लीन किया, या आप अपने ऑफिस में गए, आपने हर एक पेशेंट को पूरा अटेंशन दिया, या विच एवर जॉब यू गो टू, you did all the work that was needed with lot of honesty. You know, evening you made your children study, you taught them something, or you helped your elders, or you did something, you know, where you as a human being on this planet, as a citizen of this country, you just fulfilled all your duties on that day. And in the evening, you know, when you lie down on the bed, what happens? Do you get a prasada from within? क्या आपको अंदर से एक प्रसाद मिलता है उस दिन? युक्त चेष्टस्य कर्मसु युक्त स्वप्ना अवबोधस्य, बहुत बैलेंस्ड वे में, जितना सोना है उतना ही नींद, और देन wakefulness. So for those who observe these things, all sorrows can be mitigated by yoga. उनके सारे दुख योग से खत्म हो सकते हैं. Then what is yoga? Again, ask yourself that it is something when I am living a balanced kind of a lifestyle and also fulfilling all my duties with complete honesty, it comes to me and it removes all the sorrows of my life. That is yoga. What is that?
Hemanji, I feel yoga is practicing samatha. Samatha means samatvam yoga uchyate. So when we are balanced and in equanimity in all situations of life and performing our duties, that is yoga, practicing yoga.
Okay, अनूप जी, मैं जब ये बोलता हूं तो बीच में मत बोलिए, जब आपका समय होता है तभी बोलिए, ठीक है? तम विद्याद दुख संयोग वियोगम योग संजितम. Now see this particular definition of yoga, the state of separation from union with misery is known as yoga. So as Shashi sir was telling, dukha sanyog viyogam, this yoga should be resolutely practiced with determination, free from pessimism. So निश्चयेन, निश्चय के साथ इसका अभ्यास करना चाहिए, अनिर्विण्ण चेतसा, no pessimism, with lot of enthusiasm and determination one should practice this. Tam vidyad, you know, by knowing that, dukh sanyoga viyogam yoga sanjitam. So you are removed from the attachment to the pain. So this is one understanding of yoga that is developing. I live a balanced kind of lifestyle, I fulfill all my duties. Something, some state that comes in that removes my dukkha. And then when we go to Patanjali, you know, Patanjali's understanding is yoga chitta vritti nirodha. Yoga is a state where externalizing tendencies of the mind, the vrittis, you know, vrittis are, you close your eyes, you just want to calm down, you get a thought about your job, you again come out of it, you again try to go down, calm down, you get a thought about your family, you get a thought about your friend, you get a thought about your enemy, you get a thought that you have to eat food. So all these are vrittis. Vrittis are the tendencies, you know, which do not allow the consciousness to go inside, but they keep coming and drawing it out. You know, when you try to go toward the center of the ocean, the waves again and again pull you back to the periphery, back to the, you know, bank. So these are the vrittis. You try to go inwards, they try to again bring you out. Then you again go in, they again bring you out. So Patanjali very, you know, clearly says two kinds of vrittis. You know, one are the vyutthana vrittis, other is the niruddha vritti. So niruddha is when the chitta stops, the rajoguna that is there, the tendency of going out again and again, the tendency is calm down, and there is an inward flow of consciousness uninterrupted by these externalizing waves. That is called as dhyana. That happens only after pratyahara. So Patanjali says atha yoga anushasanam, this is the discipline of yoga. And it starts with yamas and niyamas. Satya, ahimsa, asteya, brahmacharya, aparigraha. Kyun? Why should I follow all these principles in my life? Truth, non-violence, control over the sense organs, non-stealing, non-hoarding. Because if I do not follow them, my externalizing वृत्तिस will be more. मुझे बाहर फेंकने वाली वृत्तियां बढ़ती चली जाएगी. मेरे समुद्र में हमेशा तूफान आया रहेगा, तो मेरी कश्ती जो है वो किनारे से आगे ही नहीं आ पाएगी. इसीलिए यम और नियम चाहिए कि जब हम आंखें बंद करके बैठे तो मन अंदर की ओर आराम से जा पाए, इंद्रियां अंदर की ओर जा पाए. We should be able to move within. So this chitta vritti nirodh means calming down of my thought processes which bring my consciousness again and again to the external. Then in Bhagavad Gita we see Krishna describes, the quality of a bhakta, the quality of a person who is fit for the path of bhakti or who is moving into the path of yoga. Anapeksha, one who do not expect anything in return, are externally and internally pure. And then he says daksha, skillful in their duties. Again and again, you see these kind of points come back again and again in Bhagavad Gita. Krishna never wants you to run away from your duties, because in fact, yukta chestasya karmasu is a very requirement of getting into a state of yoga. Then again, you see how wonderfully after Shuchir Daksha, he says Udasino. So on one side, you are skillful in your duties. You are not running away from them. You are doing it, with all your efforts. But on the other side, he says uninterested towards the worldly affairs. Udasino. मतलब आपको ये बोल रहा है कि आप उदास भी रहिए, लेकिन आप अपनी ड्यूटी भी पूरे दक्षता से कीजिए. जनक जो थे, राजा जनक was like that. His mention also comes in Bhagavad Gita. He was best of the kings of those times, but at the same time, he was unindulgent in life. Is it possible? For us, we always go to extreme. If we have to do our duties, we get very excited, very anxious, and very indulgent. Or if we have to give up our duties, we get depressed. So Krishna is telling us a way, where you are skillful, you want to do your duties really skillfully with lot of determination, but at the same time you are uninterested also. So ये आपको एंजाइटी को डिप्रेशन के साथ जोड़ने के लिए, उसके बाहर ट्रांसेंड करने के लिए बोल रहे हैं. So please contemplate, untouched by the sorrow. This kind of a person, a yogi, gata vyatha, untouched by sorrow and grief. How is it possible? A state of yoga. So J. Krishnamurti used to say his definition of innocence. People asked him, what is innocence? Nirdoshta, kya hai? So he defines it by saying that inability to feel sorrow and grief is innocence. The more sorrow and grief you feel, the more you are indulgent, the less innocent you are. Sarvarambha parityagi, free from selfishness in all undertakings. We start the thing, we look at the results. What will I get? No. Sarvarambha parityagi. All the beginnings of new actions, new tasks are without these kind of selfish motives. Yogas chitta vritti nirodha. So when I, read all these slokas, I feel that yoga is inner prasada, that fragrance of bliss that comes from within you, that has to be held, and that will come more and more if we are able to observe moderation in our lifestyle, in our eating, in our sleeping, in fulfilling our duties, in taking rest. And at the same time, we have a constant effort of turning inwards. observing a lifestyle that reduces those chitta vrittis which again and again draw us out. जहां तक मेरा अनुभव है, मुझे ये लगता है कि आज नहीं तो कल हम सबको अंदर की ओर ही जाना होगा, और ये बहुत जरूरी है. This is very, very important that we realize that the truth that we are seeking, the fulfillment that we are seeking, the yoga, the union that it is always and always in showing disinterest to the external and interest to the internal. So pratyahar has to happen today or tomorrow and is a life-changing step. Thank you.
Sad.